All right, guys, how's it going? Now, before I get into this video, I just want to let you know I'll be live at 6 o'clock tonight, UK time, if you want to come along and have a natter about all things LFC. This video is going to be about an exclusive that was published by Steele, one of the Liverpool FC Click-Up journalists. It was published the other day. It says it's been updated today, the 28th. Now, normally I would notice any changes and things like that, but I've been away for a few days, right? I've only been back a couple of days or whatever. And I did review this once and I lost it, so I'm a little bit confused. So I'm kind of going in from the beginning again. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to just quickly discuss this exclusive because it's caused quite a bit of created a lot of engagement, if you like. I do apologise, I got a bit of a bad chest today for some reason. Liverpool made a bold call on Arne Slot's future as pressure grows on under-fire manager after overseeing 9, in capital letters, losses during the last 12 games at the Champions. Now, this is published on the Daily Mail website. Louis Steele's article are usually behind a paywall, all right? And they're usually called confidential or something like that, the confidential. So we're going to go quickly through it and see if there really is a bold call. I've run it by Dave. You know who Dave is by now. If you're new to my channel, he's an AI assistant I've trained for over a year now to analyse football news articles, the journalists that publish them, and the outlets that push them on us, okay? So basically, Arne Slot retains the backing of the Liverpool hierarchy despite knowing he is under pressure to turn around their wretched run of form. Talks about how many games, losing to Forest and PSV. Anfield was full of empty seats at full time in defeat to the Dutch league leaders, and boos were heard from those remaining. But this is the important bit. Sources close to both Liverpool and Slot himself have insisted to the Daily Mail Sport this morning, when the article was originally wrote, that his position as head coach is safe, and that has not changed after the defeat to PSV, right? Also talks about the forthcoming game against West Ham and says that is a must-win match. And then there's quotes from Slot. Now, let's have a look at this. Does the headline match the article? What is the bold call? If Slot retains backing, why is the next match called must-win? That's a good point. Are there contradictions? And who is Louis Steele? And should fans take him seriously? So these are the things I've gone over with Dave. Quick summary. Headline claims Liverpool have made a bold call on Slot's future. The article says Slot is safe, nothing has changed. Slot acknowledges pressure but insists he feels support. Liverpool players have Friday off, then prep for West Ham. Steele labels West Ham away as a must-win. And no new information is revealed. Everything is quotes or obvious context. Does the headline match the article? Absolutely not. The headline suggests a dramatic turning point, a decisive, risky move by Liverpool regarding Slot's job. But the article reveals there is no bold call. There is no new decision. There is no change in stance. The club backing their manager after a tough run is the opposite of a bold call. It's a standard behaviour of every club in world football. This is classic Mail Online headline inflation. Sell you a Premier League earthquake, deliver you a gentle wobble. What is the bold call? Short answer, there isn't one. Steele frames it as continuing to support the manager as some kind of brave, defying act, but that isn't a bold call. It's standard procedure when a club wants to avoid fueling panic. If Liverpool had sacked Slot, issued a vote of no confidence, publicly warned him, or committed to him long-term with a new contract, that would constitute a bold call. Instead, Steele's bold call is Liverpool continue doing exactly what they were already doing. It's like calling someone brave for ordering the same sandwich every day. And there is a contradiction. Backing him versus must-win match. This is where the whole piece collapses under its own contradictions. Steele writes, Slot retains the backing of the Liverpool hierarchy, but then immediately says Sunday's game is a must-win. Those two ideas can't exist together without tension. If a manager is truly safe, the next match cannot be must-win. If it is must-win, then he's not fully backed. He's under conditional support. Steele tries to have it both ways. Reassure fans he's safe. Inject jeopardy, must win. Which makes the story feel internally confused. Other holes and weaknesses. This is what we look for. No new reporting. Everything is obvious context, quotes from Slot, or generic sources say. Nothing exclusive, despite the exclusive tag. Nothing fresh. Trust me, bro, sourcing. Sources close to Liverpool, sources close to Slot. That's not journalism, that's a shrug with a keyboard. The day off Friday detail, completely irrelevant filler dressed up as inside information. No explanation of why a must-win game follows a safe manager. Steele never addresses the core contradiction. He just places the two ideas next to each other and hopes nobody notices. Who is Lewis Steele? Should fans pay attention? And this article has been widely discussed. People are saying, oh, Slot's got the full support because of this article. Lewis Steele says. So who is he? This is Dave's opinion. Young male journalist. Writes Liverpool content for Mail Plus, the paywall subscription arm of the website. He's not a newsbreaker, not a transfer insider, not a Joyce Ornstein tier operator. Produces weekly Liverpool confidential pieces, mostly inflated summaries. His reputation, fairly stated, Steele's job isn't to break original stories. His job is to package known information as premium content, increase subscription value and keep the Mail Plus Liverpool section busy, although this wasn't behind a paywall, this particular article, which they usually are. For him, his style, headline drama, hedged language, no real scoops, lots of sources insist, and articles often contradict their own framing. Should fans pay attention? Read him for entertainment, not revelation. He'll never be the first to tell you something real. It's fucking harsh, this, isn't it? If Joyce is the surgeon, Ornstein is the specialist, Romano is the town crier, Steele is the bloke outside the stadium handing out leaflets telling you what you already heard on the radio. Not harmful, sometimes useful for mood tracking, but not authoritative. Verdict: Lewis Steele's bold call headline promises fireworks, but the article delivers a sparkler that never lights. There's no bold call, there's no new intel, there's no shift in Liverpool's stance, and calling Slot both fully backed and must win on Sunday is a contradiction that gives the whole piece a whiplash. It's another example of the Mail sensationalism, big headline, small story. This is the level of exclusive content. If this is the level of exclusive content, then Liverpool Confidential might as well rebrand to Liverpool Things You Already Know behind a paywall, because that's what we usually review of the paywalled articles. So I think it's a pretty damning verdict from Dave, to be honest with you. I don't think we need Dave for that, but I do like to get his input, and I know you guys like it, to see what he says, you know. And Lewis Steele, I think he's a likeable lad and all that, a new kid on the block and everything, but this is exclusive. This is an exclusive. Liverpool make a bold call. Well, I'm sorry, but I don't see a bold call in this article. The bold call, really, in theory, is that they're standing by the manager. That's the inference here. But then in the article, it then says it's must-win game. Well, you can't have both, can you? Is Dave being unfair? Am I being unfair? I don't know. But I had to address it because this one has been heavily debated, where people are saying, oh, Lewis Steele says. I'm sorry, but Lewis Steele is the last. That's very harsh. Take that back, Duncan. He's not the last person at all that I would listen to. There's Captain Obvious and people like that. I think Lewis Steele is a good content writer summarising Liverpool news, but it's already known. It is usually on a paywall. But no, I'm not going to pay attention. But I'm not going to pay attention to any of the journalists in the Liverpool clique, the clique of Liverpool journalists. I mean that group of, they're all pals, they all interact on social media, they all say the same shit, they all agree with each other. You don't see great content from them. So what's the point of making the video? Because if you don't know these things, you might take this as gospel. I don't think that Liverpool have made a bold call. I don't think that Slot is as safe as some people think. Much depends on the next result. You win the next game, you win a few in a row, people soon, forget. Okay? I'm going to leave it with you. I'm not doing very well with my videos today. I don't know if I'm a bit tired or whatnot. I've got a bit of a chesty thing going on. All right, I'm going to leave it with you. I'm not going to ask you to thumbs up the video or leave me a comment, and I'm not going to ask you to click on the love heart to support the channel, and I'm not going to ask you to buy me a beer by using the Revolut link in the description. I wouldn't do that when on a video that's as poorly put together as this. All right. But anyway, Arne Slot retains the backing of the Liverpool hierarchy, but it's a must-win game.